I ain't scared of shit, and you gonna find that out. And as you seen, the last press
We'll see.
conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well. As well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And you
I fought everybody.
the last fighters you fought since
Everybody.
2002.
Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
No.
It's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I step a motherfucker in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch. Things that everybody else been saying since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them. Stump a motherfucker in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Canelo Alvarez vs. Terence Crawford. A historic fight. The upcoming bout between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford is likely to be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. However, their recent press conference was marred by chaos, with both fighters exchanging insults and refusing to back down.
I respect everybody, but if you f with me, so it's gonna be different.
Terence, is that true? Did Turkey Al Sheikh ask you to spice things up?
Turkey didn't ask me to do nothing. I didn't touch him.
You know.
Listen.
Hey, we know, buddy. We know.
First and foremost, somebody was in the room saying that I was scared of them. So I stepped to him and showed him who was the boss of this fight.
Floyd Mayweather's honest opinion. Floyd Mayweather has spoken out about his past fight with Canelo Alvarez, stating that he was honest about the Mexican star's abilities. Mayweather believes that he has always been free to choose his opponents and that his fight against Canelo was easy, despite being nearly 40 years old at the time.
You can take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Brian McIntyre's strategy. Brian McIntyre, Terence Crawford's experienced manager, has shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight. McIntyre believes that the first few rounds will be close, but Crawford will eventually take control and win the fight, just like he has in previous bouts.
It's gonna play out, man. You know, like I always say, it's gonna be a tough few rounds. You know, until Terence makes his adjustments, and then, like he does every fight, he's gonna take it over and run away with it.
How does that look like?
Well, you know, I ain't gonna put it out there like that, but I just looking for Terence to dominate. I know, going through the home.
Heated press conference. The recent press conference between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford was heated, with both fighters yelling insults at each other and refusing to back down. The conference featured 10 stare-downs and several delays, setting the tone for an intense and highly anticipated fight.
I ain't scared of shit, and you gonna find that out. As you seen, the last press conference,
We'll see.
when I walked you down, when you supposed to be the bigger man.
Yeah, hey, you say that because you're fighting with nobody, and you obviously look like you're a great fighter. But you find out September 13th, this is gonna be different for you.
And it's gonna be different from you as well.
Question for Canelo.
The last fighters that you fought, they ain't on my level. And you
I
know
fought everybody.
The last fighters you fought since 2002.
Mention me one. You mention me one elite fighter. Just one.
You.
Oh, me.
Look,
it's gonna be me.
I don't care about anybody else.
And you will see that.
You. So when I beat you, is you gonna be a nobody? When I stump a motherfucker in your ass, is you gonna be a nobody? You gonna be just like everybody else. Watch. Watch. Things that everybody else been saying
since I moved to 147, I ain't fought nobody. Every last one of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Antonio Tarver's analysis. Antonio Tarver has expressed his excitement about the upcoming fight, praising Terence Crawford's unique energy and intensity. Tarver believes that Canelo Alvarez will have to push himself to the edge to compete with someone as hungry and talented as Crawford.
I gotta ask you, Canelo Crawford, who you got?
Come on, bro. I've been telling y'all for the longest. That boy got that energy. And you know what energy I'm talking about. What is that? Tarver energy. Bro.
Yes, sir.
Tarver. He got that.
Yes,
and so
sir.
you know, when you get that, we don't see nobody, bro. Now he in there with a dog, Canelo. Now, the Canelo footwork ain't been what it's supposed to be lately. And he hasn't fought a real threat in a long time. Right. Now, sometimes we can get so comfortable in that zone. But now you got to go down deep to get ready for Crawford. Tarver, you feel me? He got to go deep. Now, we don't know. Does Canelo still have that in him? We going to see. We going to see. But now, coming with it, bro.
Coach Calvin Ford's enthusiasm. Coach Calvin Ford is thrilled about the upcoming fight, stating that it's been a while since Terence Crawford has faced a big-name opponent like Canelo Alvarez. Ford believes that this matchup provides fans with something substantial to talk about and that both men require each other at this stage of their careers.
Both fighters, you know, Crawford getting another serious young African-American fighting him. You know, it's been a while, you know what I'm saying? And this guy, he's alive. Canelo is the GOAT, and it's good for Terence Crawford to see that guy, you know what I'm saying? And it's good for Canelo to see him. You know, it gives something for the boxing world to talk about, and everybody looking forward to it.
Preparation and strategy. When asked about how he would prepare Terence Crawford for the fight, Coach Calvin Ford stated that he wouldn't change anything. Given Crawford's dominant performance against Errol Spence Jr., Ford believes that Crawford's skills and strategy will be enough to take down Canelo Alvarez.
Why would I change up what he's been doing? He's been winning. He's been getting the job done. You know, when he shut down Earl, that was perfect. It ain't like he ain't been in no big fight. That was a fight everybody thought they was gonna get a roller coaster, and it went turns.
That was like Hagler Hearns. You thought you didn't know what was gonna happen.
We didn't get that.
And he dominated.
We didn't get that fight that we thought we was gonna get.
Yeah.
And then seeing Canelo and him do it, everybody said, man, we might get the fight that we.
Max Kellerman's prediction. Max Kellerman has weighed in on the magnitude of the fight, ranking it among the top boxing events he's ever witnessed. Kellerman believes that this matchup has the potential to be the best of all, given its sheer size and timeliness.
Where would you rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched?
In terms of the magnitude of the
magnitude,
fight?
Yeah.
I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number 1. I've done Pacquiao fights, I've done Mayweather fights, I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights.
Record-breaking viewership. Max Kellerman also notes that with Netflix involved, this fight could be the most-watched title bout in nearly half a century. Kellerman believes that the scope of streaming could result in significantly more viewers than previous boxing events.
This will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years. This is going to be because Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in 78, and they did 90 million TV sets. 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, that's 20 million people. This is going to do multiples of that. So when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event I've ever.
Jim Lampley's analysis. Jim Lampley has discussed Terence Crawford's chances against Canelo Alvarez, stating that a meeting with Larry Merchant revealed that skilled movement, precise timing, and clever techniques can overcome size discrepancies. Lampley believes that Crawford can win the fight using his footwork and clever strategies.
I asked the great Larry Merchant very recently. I said, is there any way in your mind that Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez? And Larry said to me, Jim, did Ray Leonard get a decision win over Marvin Hagler? I said, yes, he did. He said, well, if Ray Leonard could have gotten a decision win over Marvelous Marvin Hagler, then yes, absolutely, Terence Crawford has a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez, because it's the same thing. It's the same size difference to a certain degree. It's a very similar style difference, and there's a blueprint there. If Crawford looks at what Leonard did, get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, land to the body, get out, get in, land upstairs, get out, mix it up, mix it up, mix it up, and always the footwork, never standing in the same place. If Crawford has the energy to do that, there's a chance.
Canelo's chin and Crawford's chance. Jim Lampley notes that while Canelo Alvarez has one of the best chins in boxing, Terence Crawford doesn't require a knockout to win. Lampley believes that Crawford can win the fight on points by continuing to use a disciplined strategy and managing distance.
I just can't get over how bad he was against Skull. I'm not convinced that it was just a bad style. I think that he's just at a point after, all these years being a professional, since he's 15, 16 years old, that takes a toll, man. It's all the sparring, it's all the fights, it's the wear and tear on your body. And I have made this point before. To me, it's not so much about the number of fights, it's how many rounds do you have. Here's the harsh reality. Canelo Alvarez has literally double the number of pro rounds that Terence Crawford does, even though Canelo is younger than
Dan Rafael's reservations. Dan Rafael has expressed reservations about Canelo Alvarez's performance against William Skull, saying that the underlying issue resides in the long-term consequences of Canelo's prolonged career. Rafael emphasizes that it's not just the number of bouts that's important, but the sheer volume of time spent in the ring.
It's 500-something rounds as a professional now, Canelo. Crawford hasn't even hit 300 rounds as a professional. That's a big difference.
That's another factor then we can look into this fight. There's so many factors to it, like you say, Dan. Now, you did touch on it before.
It's 520 rounds for Canelo Alvarez as a professional. And it's 245 rounds as a professional for Terence Crawford. Yeah. That's a dramatic difference. Think about the wear and tear you might take in an extra 200 plus rounds. And it's not like Canelo's fighting guys who can't fight. He's fighting top-level, world championship-level fighters, one after the other after the other. If you looked at a guy like William Skull or John Ryder or somebody like that and say, that was his so-called worst opponent over the last several years, that's still pretty solid. Those are still real guys.
Michael Buffer's prediction. Michael Buffer has predicted a fiercely contested and interesting fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, focusing on talent rather than pure strength. Buffer praises UFC President Dana White for promoting the fight and bringing new vitality to boxing.
It's not a big fight unless you're announcing it. Canelo versus Crawford. How do you see that one going?
I think it's going to be a close and interesting fight.
Right.
I think it's going to be a technical fight, not a power fight.
Now, what do you think about Dana White promoting it? Do you think
he's only proven himself to be one of the greatest promoters in the history of sports?
So he's good. Pretty good deal. He's good for boxing.
Oh yeah, he'll know what to do.
Because some people like De La Hoya have been a little critical of him, but he has the Michael Buffer approval, obviously. For sure. You're the man. Thank you.
John Ted's analysis. John Ted has noted that Terence Crawford normally engages in punching exchanges and is usually tagged with a straight right hand. However, Crawford's toughness, agility, and quick feet help him manage or prevent catastrophic injuries.
Doing some homework on Terence Bud Crawford. I was going to put together video clips of how Terence Bud Crawford loves to trade. So while I was trying to put that together, I noticed that when he is getting hit in the exchange, it's usually by a straight right. So much so that I've noticed that his ops plan to land a straight right. These fighters literally study Crawford and plan on throwing a straight right because he's a southpaw and he's not a natural southpaw. So they actually plan for it. It's just that Terence Crawford is so damn durable and good and athletic that even when they're landing it, he's okay. And a lot of times he kind of make them miss, or he'll give them his face like Sugar Ray Leonard, love him to death, and he'll step back and go bang because his feet are so good. That's why I said he's a fighter. Crawford is more of a fighter than a slick.
Jiren Bhutani's prediction. Jiren Bhutani's is leaning towards Canelo Alvarez in a prospective bout, noting that Canelo has beaten larger adversaries despite not being in his natural weight class. Bhutani suggests that Terence Crawford start with a warm-up bout at 160 pounds to adjust to the size difference.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight. At like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, the feeling of somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavier and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Shannon Briggs supports. Shannon Briggs is passionately supporting Terence Crawford in a potential battle against Canelo Alvarez. Briggs believes that Crawford would definitely win, even predicting a knockout, and praises Crawford's quickness and agility.
Crawford, who you got, champ?
I don't have a pick. I feel like I'm a root for Crawford, and so I just feel like Crawford is more multi-dimensional. He can do more things in the ring. He can get on his toes if he really needs to, and then he can also bang in the pocket, obviously. And I feel like Canelo's a great, but I feel like he's more one-dimensional. He's just gonna put that pressure, slick head movement, try to come with them counters. But I just feel like Crawford gonna have the speed advantage, and he gonna probably just outbox Canelo. But I don't have no pick right now, but I'm rooting for Crawford.
Final thoughts as the highly anticipated fight approaches. Fans and experts alike are sharing their thoughts and predictions. What are your thoughts on this matchup? Please share your ideas in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing content.